Hey guys, this is KNIVESMONROE, and this is a thank you video for David Rock, also known as D-Rock, who's a fellow filmmaker 2.0, predator, videographer, content creator, whatever you want to call us. This is a man that does videography and editing for Gary Vaynerchuk. You may have seen some of his work on Instagram, on YouTube, whether if it's Daily V or anything of that nature. And David Rock is, we're basically the same generation, and I think we have very similar influences, but I want to make this video not just to commemorate David for what he's done for me, and I'll get into that in just a bit, but I also wanted to be able to extend the gratuity that he's extended on me, maybe to potential filmmakers and future filmmakers as well. Back in my day, when I was 16 years old and I told my entire high school class that I wanted to be a filmmaker, I was laughed at. I was told, how are you ever going to make it? You're going to have to go to LA to do that. Do you really think you're going to be a Steven Spielberg, a James Cameron, a whatever, right? And you were mocked and you were laughed at. But I never gave up. Flash forward 15 years later, I got an 11-year-old son, I got a 3-year-old daughter, I have, this woman of my dreams, my future wife, Claire, and, all the odds have been stacked against us. I moved out of the Rio Grande Valley, deep South Texas, borderland culture, and moved to Austin, Texas, in the hopes for opportunity. And I realized if I was going to be expelling this amount of energy over here in the Rio Grande Valley and get absolutely zero return, I might as well go to a big city like Austin, Texas, where filmmaking is celebrated and art is appreciated, and expel that same level of energy in the hopes of potentially more return. And that's exactly what's happened. And there's a lot of people to thank, but this video specifically is about David Rock, a fellow predator, producer, editor, director. This guy has paved the road for people like me to be able to live our dreams. I'm an independent contractor for Dakota Meyer, who is an incredible human being, one of the most humblest human beings I've ever met. His accolades go on and on. This man's resume that he's going to leave behind multiple legacies. It just so happened that he was looking for a D-Rock himself. And his people tweeted at D-Rock saying, hey, we're in Austin, Texas. We have a following of 500,000 people. We're looking for a D-Rock ourselves. D-Rock, with the hit of a button, clicked retweet. My girlfriend, Claire, responded to me, said, hey, get on this, because I've been looking for a job, because I could barely support myself. I'm barely paying the bills. And, a lot of you guys who've been watching the vlog, you know it's been pretty rough for me here. But this past week has irrevocably changed my life forever. And because of that click of a button, because of that retweet, I was able to respond to that and say, here I am. Show them my body of work, show them the vlogs that I've been working on, and the stars aligned. They say that luck is preparation, when it meets opportunity. And I was prepared. I had the opportunity. That's the only thing that separated me from anybody else that had the same opportunity, the timing, And so I'm living my dream. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I'm psyched. I'm stoked. I don't want to pretend like that's not a big deal. For 15 years, I've made feature films, I've made short films, I've made music videos, I've recorded for quinceañeras and birthday parties, and the majority, 95% of my work has been free. And being able to hone my craft. I've made, in videos in the past that my skills are mediocre at best, but, the difference between me and the majority of people is I'm not in la la land. I'm not wishing and dreaming and hoping and leaving, these things to chance. I maximized my opportunities, and I did the best with what I could, with what I had, wherever I was. And because of that, I had this opportunity to work with Dakota Meyer, and I'm an independent contractor, and I get to pay my bills doing what I love, which is videography, which is documentary-style filmmaking, which is vlogs, which is being able to produce podcasts for a living. And you know what? I'm not naive. This isn't going to last forever. Nothing's forever. But the fact that I got here to the summit of the mountain that I've been trying to climb for 15 years, when people told me from my past, family, friends, foes, acquaintances, it doesn't matter, people telling me good luck trying to make it, I said it very early on with Claire when we first got together. I said, one of these days, our lives are going to be chaotic, and I'm going to be traveling, and I'm going to be filming for a living, and there might be weeks where we don't see each other. Are you cool with that? And she knew what she signed up for. This is not just a humongous thank you to David Rock, which, by the way, brother, thank you so much. One of these days I'm going to meet you in person. I'm going to shake your hand, and I'll be able to thank you in person. But I also just want to say this is about giving back. This is a tribute to future filmmaker 2.0s out there. One of these days, you might need a Knives Monroe, and you might need a retweet for me, and I just want you to know that I'm not selfish, right? Hanging out with guys like Dakota Meyer, absorbing content like with guys like Gary Vaynerchuk and Casey Neistat and David Rock. You know, it teaches you that the truths are still true, and hard work and opportunity and effort are the intangibles for success. You either have that or you don't. You're either putting that in or you're not. And I know this is a big, long-winded rant, and I didn't expect this to be that. I don't know how to put things in little 60-second sound bites, okay? But I did just want to say, if it wasn't for David Rock, I wouldn't be able to live my dream. I wouldn't be able to extend that courtesy and be able to spread that love and spread these messages of Dakota Meyer, and who knows where this is going to go from here. But there's change. There's change for people like us, you know? It's not just about trying to go to LA anymore and trying to make it, or trying to make wedding videography videos and trying to pay your bills. I'm not saying that you should be a D-Rock, because not everybody can work 18 hours a day. And this wasn't an overnight success. And yes, just by the click of a button and I happened to respond, you know, the stars aligned and timing. And I want to thank the cosmos, the great algorithm, for the timing, because that had a lot to do with this as well. But if David Rock didn't retweet that, I wouldn't have had this opportunity. So brother, I doubt you're able to sit through all this, but I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. And you know, this has been bugging me. I had to thank you. You know, I had to snap you. I had to email you. I had to Instagram you. And I'm going to try to get this to you and to your people, because what you do is an incredible service. And you've paved the road for new filmmakers, a whole new crop, a whole new generation of 21st century filmmaker 2.0s, predators, editors, directors, cinematographers, vloggers. You know, we've created a new language, and we've created a new land of opportunity for us. And I'm proof of that, and you're proof of that. And one of these days somebody's going to be tweeting me, hey, I'm looking for a Knives Monroe, and it has a lot to do with you, brother. So thank you once more from the bottom of my heart.